about to use for the actual recording. Think everything is looking all right. The levels is good. The levels is good. I should have gave you two more time to breathe. What a boy.
Okay. Big man, you want to hear some hot takes? Let's see how woke you are. You know something about podcasts? Hey, bodega, man. Get me on one, man. I got these three drunk uncles with a sports podcast. They say they got fire takes, pure fuego. You find them wherever you listen to podcasts at. If it's what they say it is, you like and you subscribe. Listen, like, and subscribe, yeah. You know how to call into the show? Yeah, man. Do the Podbean app. You'll need headphones with a mic to call in. That's no problem, man. Yellow Sophia sharp. 8:07 p.m. on the first Wednesdays of the month. You may get some free Blue Chew.
Yeah. Ooh, something ain't right.
MyT's gonna drop a tape faster than a rabbit gets caught.
My laptop plugged in.
Three things I have in this world. My word, my balls, and this podcast. And I don't break them for nobody. MyT Sports Season 7.
Evening and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am still your host, the one and only Talentor Martela. Yo, this is another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world, as you guys already may know. We're coming at you live and direct from South Florida, where they said we was gonna have highs of 92, lows of 78, and current temperature right now is just about 80 degrees. We're coming at you. It's officially July 6th. The Labor Day weekend has just passed. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Right? I hope you came back with all of your head, shoulders, knees and toes, or fingers and toes. Head, shoulders, fingers, and toes. Right, we hope you came back with all of that. This is officially Volume 7, Excerpt 119, Track 452 of the MyT Sports Podcast. We have 3 shows left in this season's podcast. Yes, folks, we're gonna be at track 455. We cut it short. At episode 122 of the MyT Sports Podcast, that'll be the last time that we see each other until September. So I hope you enjoy your summertime. As I already have. My 4th of July weekend was almost killed like 3 kids, but not on purpose though. But yeah, it was some good fun in the sun around family and friends. Right, folks? We got a big show for you guys, folks. We got a big big every day. You know, we got that big pod energy for you guys today, right? We're going to talk about the free agency because it's officially started. Or has it officially stopped? One of those two have happened, right? We're going to get into that, right? The NFL happens to be baking up a couple of moves. 2K23 happens to do their thing again from you to me. I love it. Right, we're gonna talk about Brittany Griner. We're gonna talk about Blue Chew. We're gonna give our birthday shout outs coming up at the beginning of the podcast. Did I mention to you guys that we got 3 shows left, folks? 3 shows left in this season. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little excited and I'm a little anxious. I'm like, man, I'm gonna miss you guys. But as you guys already know, if some shit really pops off, we're gonna do a pop-up podcast. So don't think like, yo, the whole summer I ain't gonna be able to hear my boy. You just ain't gonna be able to hear me on at your regularly scheduled time. This is gonna be the most like when I do it during the summer, it's gonna be the most random of the random. I mean, you can't count on us being live. So when you catch us live, just know you catch us something special. Like we said, it's always a good time for us to talk some sports, and we're gonna make good with that time that we have to talk some sports, right, folks? We got the summer league going off in the background. You guys already know I keep a game on in the back. Right now I got the summer league. Utah is beating Philadelphia. It's at halftime 43-39. Obviously, since you know Utah's involved, there's a lot of Rudy Gobert talk. We can get into that in a little bit later, right? We got Logan Paul to talk about, right? We the Rat Attacks, right? Oladipo is back. We got Lakers, O'Neal, but not Shaq. I don't even understand what's going on, right? But you know what we say. Regardless of the time and regardless of the weather,
you play to win the game. Hello?
It's always a good time to talk some sports. Let's get our 21 drink salute coming up in this bit. So let's start talking. Woo! Back at it. Like a sports fanatic. Let them shoulders lean, MyT Sports. Whew. It's been a long time. I should have left you without a dope pod. Step two, where you rest to, when you're not the next two. Folks, we got a big show for you guys today. Which folks, you know, part of the reason why we got a big show for you guys today is because we haven't spoke to each other since last Wednesday. It's been officially 1 week since we spoke. Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me get my mentals back in it. We haven't spoke since Friday. I did have a show for you guys on. Ooh. No wonder I was off by 2 days. Now it makes sense. We came back. We haven't had a show since Friday, which means that we didn't get a chance to talk on Monday, which was 4th of July. It's okay. I was out of town. I was busting off some fireworks. I was eating some good foods. Actually, I just finished fucking up a whole plate of that shit. Yo, shout out to my Uncle Bear. You understand? That's what's left of your plate right now. You know what I mean? Like, shout out for real. Like, we fucks that shit up. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, yo, this how I know. Like, we always try to be respectful, not take too much food, and they still be like, hey, yo, take some food, B. Take some food, B. Take some food. And you try to be all cute and shit, like, yo, I don't want to overdo it. You know, I know this and that. And yeah, we come back and the food don't even last 2 days. And the reason I'm saying that because there was enough food. They were offering us enough food to get through the week. To get through the work week. It lasted actually no. Today's Wednesday. Yeah, it's gonna end tomorrow. By lunchtime. And that'll be a wrap. But man, it was good. It was good while it lasted. Ooh. I'm telling you, it do what it do. Alright, let's go ahead and do what we do, right? And let's go ahead and get into our birthday shout-outs, folks. You know how this goes. If this is your first time here, let me give you a little down of what we do here, right? At the beginning of every single show, what we like to do is that we like to give a little birthday shout out to every single individual that to every single individual that we know on Facebook that had a birthday since the last time we was potting. Since I told you that we haven't potted since last Friday, means we got some birthdays to do. But also, I'm gonna tell you this. When I did the podcast on Friday, I ain't get no birthday shout-outs. So, we got about a week's worth of birthday shout-outs to get out. I hope you guys are ready. I hope DJ MyT is ready. Yo, I hope the Motor Mouth of the South, that's me, is ready to get this shit fired the fuck off. Since Chill Will isn't here, you know that he doesn't like to be left out of any of the shows. So as Chill Will would say, Ayo DJ MyT, drop that beat. You like that? I like that. You like that? I like that. You like that? I'm gonna sing this for you once first. Yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. yeah, check it, yeah, because it's your birthday, we sing happy birthday, it's your birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, yeah, folks, that's our little birthday song, folks, if this is the first time that you're hearing it, folks, yeah, we're gonna give a birthday shout out to everybody that had his birthday. Let's go ahead and start singing this for real, right? Live time, right? Live fire, yeah, it's your birthday, we said it's your birthday. It's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday, because it's your birthday, we sing happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. First birthday we would like to give a shout out to. Listen, as you guys know, it's cancer season, right? And every single cancer that I know is special to me, right? Right? Every single cancer I know is special to me. So don't get it twisted if everybody don't get their own little special soliloquy, right? Right? As everybody knows, in every walks of life, there are some people that you remember are just a little bit more dearer than others. And so the first birthday shout out I'd like to give, we're going to start off with July 2nd, and that is one birthday shout out to the very lovely, when I mean lovely, the very lovely Tanika Valenzuela, right? Want to say happy birthday to her. That's a homegirl that I met from around the way. We haven't spoken in a while, right? Big shout out to you. Hope everything is still Gucci. I also want to say a birthday. I want to give a birthday shout out to my wonderful niece as well, Nikayla Harvey. Yo, hope you're doing good, little one. Hit your up. Listen, you have to find my number if that was you trying to hit me up on social media, because I don't trust social media DMs, and when it comes to those particular situations, because that's how you get got. But if that was really you know how to find me. It's too easy, right? Also, I would like to say happy birthday to Jack and Stephanie's baby boy. Yes, he had a birthday very recently as well. I ain't know little man was a Cancerian baby as well. I'm gonna have to start mentoring him in the ways of the cancer. Right? Speaking of the ways of the cancer, I keep saying this, right? But if you guys don't know by now, right? The birthday party is officially set. July 17th. Tap 42. 11 to 3 p.m. DJ Scepter, Dalento My Taylor from the MyT Sports Podcast will be celebrating our birthday together. We got 4 different DJs coming on deck. One of them is DJ Zog. As always, he always finds a way to bless us for our birthday. I really do appreciate that from you, homie. As always, love is love, love is love, love. What's going on? Right. So if you're down here, oh yeah, you hearing it? Tap 42, July 17th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm having a birthday brunch. You're all welcome. Enjoy. It's gonna be a good time. That's like this motherfucking podcast is. Let's finish with these birthday shout outs, right? We had no birthdays for the 3rd. Let's go ahead and move right on to the 4th. As for the 4th, we have a birthday to one of my best friends' pops. So I want to say happy birthday to Adam Colton. Happy birthday to you. We had no birthdays for the 5th, so we move on to the 6th. Oh, that's today. Is that today? Oh, yes, that's today. So for you motherfuckers with a birthday today, right? Want to say happy birthday to Stephanie Smith. Want to say happy birthday to Kimmy Brilly. Want to say happy birthday to Mecca Khan. Mecca Khan, I haven't heard that name in a minute. Mecca Khan. Mecca Khan with the damn Mecca Khan. Oh, this happy birthday to all of you, right? So let's take it from the top, from the tippity. Oh, my people. Sing it, daddy. Want to say happy birthday to Tanika. Want to say happy birthday to Nikayla. Want to say happy birthday to Jack and Steph's baby boy. Want to say happy birthday to Adam. Want to say happy birthday to Steph. Happy birthday to Kimmy, and happy birthday to Mecca. We want to wish you all a happy birthday. We hope you party hard. We hope you enjoy everything. Especially since it was 4th of July weekend. You better have been getting your weekend at Bernie's on and continue to stay. Let your shoulders lean one time. MyT. DJ MyT. You know what that means. It's your time to cut that beat. Whew. Folks, yes, folks. If you happen to know anybody that had a birthday, go ahead and drop their information from the 2nd to today, and we will go ahead and give them a birthday shout out as well. But without any further ado, let's get into our first topic of the day. And you know our first topic of the day is our MyT topic of the day. Let's get right into it. To the MyT topic of the day, folks. And if you guys don't know by now, I wonder where have you been for the last 125 days? Because for the last 125 days,
Hey, ladies.
we have been talking about the one and only Brittany Griner at the top of every single show. Because while she is not with us in this country, we want to make sure that she is not forgotten, folks. Brittany Griner has now been wrongfully detained, right? Basically, she's been wrongfully detained on trumped-up weed charges in Russia, where she is found guilty. She is going to face up to 10 years in Russian prison. As it currently stands right now, she is basically being used as a political prisoner, somebody they could try to use to leverage so that they can try to get one of their arms dealers released as well. Very recently, Brittany Griner has written to the President of the United States and tried to make a plea so that hopefully that she can return home a little bit sooner. In her letter, she mentioned something that we have been mentioning since day one of the podcast. Or since day one that we've mentioned about it. Because listen, we've been mentioning her every single podcast for the last 125 days. We've talked about her since the very first moment that we realized that she was detained. And since day one, we have been saying. And that's the reason why I bring up her resume every day. It's the reason why I bring up and tell you who's her equivalent. Because she said if I was LeBron James, I would have been home already. And that's facts. Because it wouldn't just be the NBA trying, right? Or it wouldn't just be the WNBA trying, or the NBA making little statements and stuff like that. You would have had every single athlete that has already made $250 million try to use every single influence that they have with every single sponsor and every single millionaire and billionaire that they know to try to put pressure on the president and try to get him out of Russian authority. We know the president would have done more just because it would have been a bigger name. We have been saying that. We've been saying that from the very beginning. Because see, the pressure this wouldn't come from the players. It would also come from all of these organizations, right? All of these entities, all of these companies that these players also represent. See? They'll start getting involved. And these other billionaire friends of other billionaires will also start getting involved. And I'm pretty sure by now we already would have had some kind of fucking free U marathon if it was LeBron James. You understand? We wouldn't stop talking about the generous king and how he hands out bling. And that he's Oprah with the rings. Since his watch, you get a ring, you get a ring, you get a ring, you get a ring. Them sort of thing. But the president says that he is working on Griner's release. I, for one, don't trust this president, but also I haven't trusted the last two presidents, to be honest with you. I didn't trust the previous president before that to do much for us, but trusted him enough to not have to watch him every 2 seconds. So Brittany Griner, yeah, she goes on to day 139, folks. Day 139. To put it into easier numbers for you. She's 11 days away from being locked up for 5 months. On trumped up weed charges. Said that she was smuggling drugs for a forgotten about empty weed pen. Brittany Griner actually even took it one step further. And I don't blame her. Because any one of these scenarios, if this scenario hits you, you will find every single reason to try to figure out, why am I staying here? It's because I'm not as important as your male athletes. Even though even though she has a resume that topples most men's athletes, you understand, Brittany Griner's career is better than Kevin Durant's. Like, let's put this out here for real. Brittany Griner has had a better career than Kevin Durant. Without moving teams, without having to jump ships, without having to hop on a 73 win dick, Brittany Griner by herself, champion, 8-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ, 8-time block leader. You let me know what Kevin Durant has led any time for 8 straight years. 2-time peak performer, 3-time NBA first team, 3-time NBA second team, 2-time defensive player of the year. So you tell me she's won a scoring championship and a defensive player of the year? You let me know when Kevin Durant has done that. And I'm letting you know right now, his 2 championships does not even equate to her 1. It's like half of her 1. That's what you get when you're a ship jumper. Damn. What do you call somebody that just keeps hopping from dick to dick to dick to dick to dick? Well, whatever that name is, that's what Kevin Durant is that equivalent for basketball. Brittany Griner is a 3-time defensive. She's been voted to the defensive teams 3 times. 4 times to the defensive second team. All rookie, NCAA champion, most outstanding player, AP player of the year, high school player of the year. Like I said, Shorty's been balling. She's been in high school. And she makes a point. You let one of your male athletes have the kind of resume that Brittany Griner has had, and there would have been an uproar, a complete uproar, an uprising. Not just from fans, not just from players, but also from the different organizations and entities that she's also involved with. If she were, let's say, LeBron James or Kevin Durant. Let's put Kevin Durant, because her resume supersedes Kevin Durant's. Her resume may not be better than LeBron James, but her resume is definitely better than Kevin Durant's. So if this was Kevin Durant, right? The Slim Reaper. Right, Mr. A. Right? Mr. Nappy Head and Ashy Ankles. If that was him, it would have been a whole lot more done to try to get it. So I can understand how she feels when she's saying, like, you know what? If I was a man, I would have been here already. But she took it a step further. She said if she said that it shows you how they feel about women in this country, but also how they feel about gay people in this country. Which I'm gonna give you one more, Brittany. It also shows you how they feel about black people in this country. So Brittany Griner is catching the trifecta of shitted on lists. She is a woman, she's gay, and she is black. And for those reasons, this country don't give enough shit about her to try to make her a priority. That's what she's saying. And you know what? As long as she feels that way, I will back her up, because you cannot prove that it's not true. You can try to justify it. You can say, well, this is this, and but you cannot, that does not change her feelings. And that does not change the same feelings of most that most people that can relate to her in one of the 3 categories, whether it's being a woman, whether it's being gay, or whether it's being black. Because if she was solely one of them, you would have felt isolated. She's 3. She's a trifecta of loneliness. She's a trifecta of forgottenness in this country. She's a trifecta of we don't give a fuck about you or your rights. Gay black woman in America. So of course I understand why she feels slighted that the government has not been putting up enough effort to try to free her, because she is the minority of the minority of the minority. She's part of the minority that not only constantly have to fight for their rights, she's part of the minority that they just recently stripped their rights from, and they're constantly trying to strip rights from, whether you're black, gay, or a woman. They're constantly trying to strip your rights away from you. So of course she should feel slighted, and I agree with her. I can't deny her feelings. And to deny her feelings would be inconsiderate of you. What are you trying to justify? What is there to justify? The only thing that should be coming out of your mouth is that we need to try to find ways to bring her home, and the fact that she is still that she is still there. When you know, if she was a male superstar athlete, she would have been home already. If she was a straight superstar athlete, she would have been home already. If she was a white superstar athlete, she would have been home already. Let this have been Tom Brady. It wouldn't have lasted 1 week. I'm just saying. We know that this country has always picked and choose who they prioritize. And if Brittany Griner is feeling slighted that this country isn't prioritizing her, she is justified in her thinking, because this country does not prioritize black, gay, or women. And she happens to be all 3. So she is pushed as far down to the bottom of the barrel of we don't give a fuck. And that's how they're treating her case. If you don't like what I have to say, get up on the pod. You can try to prove me different. I can understand you wanted to voice your opinion. So if you have anything to say about this period, hit me up on the line, folks. If you guys know, we have the if you see that we have a link in the bio, folks. If you want to call into the podcast, you follow that link and you call in through the Podbean link, through the Podbean app, and that way you're able to join the podcast and get into this conversation. Let me know how you feel about this Brittany Griner situation. Let me know if you disagree or if you agree with how she feels. Not with what I said, with how she feels. Based off of the past actions of this country. Not even just the past actions. The actions of this country from the last 3 weeks. The actions of this country from over the Labor Day weekend. Or over Memorial Day, over 4th of July weekend. The actions of this country over the last 400 years. Like, see, she can pull examples from either 400 years ago in the past or just an example from 2 weeks ago. She is marginalized because she is part of a demographic that you just don't give a fuck about. The trifecta of I don't give a fuckness. Gay black woman. 3 things America does not give a fuck about. At all. And if you say that, and if you say, oh no, you're over exaggerating. Why are those the 3 groups that constantly have to fight for their rights, for basic human rights? Why are those the 3 groups that are constantly having their basic human rights stripped from them or threatened to be taken from them? You show me whatever class you show me whatever classification of people has that constantly being done to them. Just equal rights, not more, not better, equal. Not take some away from you so that I can have some. No, just let me be on the same equal playing field of rights. Gotta fight for that. And that's part of the reason why Brittany Griner is still locked up in Russian authority, not being given a fuck about. Not being talked about enough on national media. It's the reason why we started talking about her on the podcast. Because for the first month plus of her detention, there was a gag order. So she feels some type of way. She should feel some type of way. Because this country has proven over and over again that she falls into 3 of the categories that motherfuckers just don't care about. Am I being heard on? I feel like I'm not being heard on Podbean. I don't see my little mic moving. Something may be wrong here. It's okay. This is an easy fix with Podbean. Everybody else gonna have to get it together. So Brittany Griner, like I said, now she faces a 139th day in Russian authority, wrongfully being detained. She is she had a trial that started last week. They pushed it back until this Thursday. So tomorrow there should be some form of update. Is it going to be a real update besides the fact that this trial is continuing and she's been extended another 60 days, another 90 days, however long it's been? That could be it, but it's going to be an update. Will it be an update that we want to hear or that we like or that we find favorable? Will we hear an update that us as the American people can say, finally one of our own is coming home? I don't think we're going to get anything close to that. Well, at least we're getting information about her. And at least being able to hear about her is at least one good thing. Okay, look like we got the Podbean live app back up and running for all you guys that was trying to call in through the Podbean line. I saw that we was having some issues. You should be up and running again now. Those issues should be rectified. So since we're here, we're talking about the women of sports, right? Let's continue to talk about the women's association, right? As the WNBA continues to make history and continues to break grounds. NBA 2K23, they have whoa, pause before I get there. Excuse me. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. NBA 2K23 has officially announced their cover athletes, right? For the men and the women's side. We're gonna talk about the men's side in a moment because this will be the 4th time that this athlete has blessed the cover of NBA 2K. So we'll talk about this iconic play a little bit later. But as far as it goes for the WNBA, right? Because as you know that they have two sides now. For their WNBA game, the cover athlete is going to be Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird. Yes, both of those legends. Obviously, that's some dope ass shit to come along, but especially since right now we're still witnessing their greatness and the final year of one of their greatnesses as well. Right, as we know that as we know that a retirement is coming up at the end of this year. That even without that retirement being mentioned, Sue Bird becomes the most winningest WNBA player ever. Munich has no intention to sign Ronaldo. Sources have told ESPN Ronaldo seeks to move to Manchester United. Ooh, got some drama sparking up in the soccer world. Since we need some soccer news to go ahead and fill in our regular time. Not us, ESPN does. We only gonna have an hour and a half show today. About an hour and a half show today, yeah. We have an hour and a half show. We got about an hour left in the show. Just to let you guys know, and we still have all of that shit to talk about. Facts. So yeah, Sue Bird becomes the most winningest WNBA player in history. Right? Now continuing in women's sports. Megan Rapinoe and Simone Biles, they have been scheduled to receive the highest award that a civilian can receive, and that is the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I think that's the highest award a civilian can receive. I ain't gonna lie. Nothing to do with Republican or Democrat. If I won a championship during this president's reign, I don't know if I would want to go to the White House either. Like, I know for a fact I didn't want to go during Trump's reign. I don't know if I want to go during Biden's reign either. Like, if I was in the league, I may have skipped, like, imagine that. Like, I'm like, yo, if I win, this will be 8 years, I'm not even going to see the White House if I win. I'm going to have to wait till my 9th and 10th year and shit. That's if I've been there the whole time. If I'm regime, luckily I've only been there maybe in the league 4 years, 5 years. Not 5 quite yet, but you know what I'm saying. Well, to even get to a second year, maybe 6 years. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm trying to say. The mathematics, 1, 4, and 1. But they received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And Simone Biles, she becomes the youngest individual to receive that honors. Right? Keeping it basketball, right? As we move on from the ladies, and we talk a little bit about the men's side of sport. Let's get into our first topic.
First of all,
The NBA, they came out on fire last Wednesday with all of their free agent announcement, of all of their potential free agency moves. And as the rest of the world, as all of us, right, the majority of us, the Americans of us, we're letting off for the fourth. The NBA happened to call a ceasefire, it seems. As over the weekend, you didn't really hear a lot of news about a lot of moves. Now, that could be part for two reasons. Maybe they did all call a ceasefire for the 4th of July weekend. Maybe they said, you know what? Let's not give anybody any bad news over the weekend. Let's not have anybody think about suddenly about them moving. Let's not have anybody traded 4 times over the course of a 4-day weekend where nobody's really doing anything. Let's not do that. Let's not put that kind of pressure onto anybody or anybody's family during these festive times. The Monday of July. Right? That's what it felt like. Now, in all honesty, what's going on, Chill Will? I see you down there. Everything's good. Everything's good as we get Chill Will joining us. I know you guys heard me talking about Chill Will earlier. You know he was over there for the birthday shout-outs.
You drop takes, don't you?
What? Oh, what's that? My bad.
Drop takes, don't you? Sir, yes, sir! Well, if you're gonna drop takes, you might as well go ahead and drop them exhibitiously.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Before we get started, Chill, we'll let the people know where they can find you out and what you do.
Oh, man. We got the EQ_EXP on Instagram. And I think it's the same on Facebook, man. That's the business page. But _CLE, Charlie Lima Echo. That's at the end. For Cleveland, _CLE on Instagram. I always mess with Facebook when it comes to the DJ and stuff, but you know I can do everything you need. You know I'm spinning records. I can throw a TV up there, play videos for you when you karaoke at the same damn time. We can turn your party out wherever you at in America, baby. You paying, I'm staying, and we get it in. So it's always a good time. When you need anything in your backyard, we can bring a old damn carnival to your backyard for real. We just go down like that.
Alpaca.
You know, it's the experience. A donkey and an alpaca. We can bring a brother on stilts.
And a few chinchillas for the kids.
Yeah, man. You want to see it growing up on a big ass bubble slide? You hate me up. You know what I'm saying? We do everything, bro. And it's the busy season, so either way, whether you're in my area, which is Cleveland, or not, whether you're in Florida, you know what I mean? I'll be there sooner than later. You know what I mean? We get it in, baby.
Oh, shit. Thank you, Chill Will, for that. That is the one and only Chill Will, our senior Ohio correspondent. Oh, man.
What about them Panthers?
You know what? We can take a pause on that. We can go right over to that. That... You know what? It's not even about the Panthers. What about that price? They spent more trying to get the backup quarterback, trying to move up to get that backup quarterback that they got, than they actually spent for Baker Mayfield, a quarterback that's actually made it to the playoffs.
Man, I was just having this argument with a good friend of mine that lives in Carolina and knows well Sam Darnold well, and I'm telling him that they're no different. You put Sam Darnold on his team from Jump Street with top 5 line, number 1 running back core, and with wide receiver core beforehand was top 5, and you give him that, he probably would still be on the Browns with the same situation. He might not have been signed, but he'd probably be Baker Mayfield. And it was killing me because he kept comparing Baker Mayfield's resume to Sam Darnold, which I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's a comparison because they're in 2 different places. It's not like like Sam Darnold played for Buffalo or Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? He played for the Jets, bro. That took his confidence right there from the first 2 years. It was a wrap. So he wasn't gonna make it. You put Sam Darnold in Pittsburgh and with the Steelers.
He's a different quarterback.
Sam Darnold. Right. So
you put him in New England, he's a different quarterback. You put him in you put him with Andy Reid, he's a different quarterback.
Right. So that's my point. So what I'm telling him is that it's him basically the same guy because Baker can't throw from the pocket. Baker can't do a 3-step drop. Whenever you've seen a slant to OBJ, how many times did you see that? A slant to OBJ for a touchdown.
Listen, the reason that we haven't seen slants from Baker to OBJ is why OBJ had to get out of Cleveland, right? That was just part of the reason of it.
Out. When do you can you go to your brain and think, when the last time you seen him throw a 5 and out or a slant? Doesn't happen because he gets balls tipped at the line, and he rarely ever, even when they do it, he ever completes them. And that's horrible. So if you can, and I got a quarterback that only really just basically throw off the play action, where she can get back to her ready to field and what she probably be able to do that with the healthy McCaffrey, or even the dude behind him he did decent when he was out. When McCaffrey was out, but I think they got that better line. I don't know about their coaching, but they got decent receivers, so he'll be able to make some relatively decent stuff happen because he'll be healthy, hopefully. But make no mistake, I mean, Darnold's confidence is shot. And Baker may take him a couple more years, but they'll be both journeymen by the end. When it's all said and done.
I mean, listen.
Make no mistake.
I feel like they're both journeymen now. like just think about it. They're both from the same draft class, and they're both on different teams. And ironically, they're both on the same team.
And they rookie contract.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Like, no, you're right. Like, they all kind of the same. Not only the same player. Like, they was in the same scenario. Like damn near. Because just think about it. As we understand, like Baker Mayfield started bringing back Cleveland back to their winning ways, but the Jets and the Browns were in the same category. Like 4 less games a year, 5 and less games a year.
I'll tell you who Kevin Stefanski brought us back in the COVID year. That's what happened. There was focus more than ever. He had run a tight ship, and he put the shit together like no other. But it changed last year because due to injury a lot, and then like people actually being able to be there to coach. I think that's a big change. Not have I think it probably takes away some focus. Being being remote and being I think it brings more focus. So when you get there, you gotta be more efficient. They probably take a little for granted why they can be in person and shit. But listen, bro, and ain't no mistake, bro. Stefanski, we wouldn't have spited Baker. Baker didn't go out and win us no games. Maybe he won last year because he was hurt. But even the year before that, maybe 2. He went out and actually won. Other than that, Chubb, it was Hunt a couple games. Chubb mostly games, about 4 or 5 games. And sometimes it was the defense did well. But overall, we won definitely in spite of Baker on several occasions. Or he just didn't mess us up. Right? And that's horrible to have to say about a quarterback.
Hey, isn't that what was Mike Tomlinson was saying about Kyle Rudolph? Like he doesn't kill us. Like, or why they had to get another quarterback outside of Kyle Rudolph? Like, because this guy doesn't kill us.
Yeah, well, Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph. Something like that. He was like, remember that shit? He was like, why did you go with this guy over Mason Rudolph? He doesn't kill us.
Right.
Like,
you don't
damn.
get a chance to win every game. And so this is what's crazy about it. People think the Steelers about to have a big ass off. No, hell no. They defense got bolstered. They got better on offensive line. I'm not mistaken. And listen. The biggest pickup that people not talking about is George Pickens. That dude is a stud. He's gonna him and Deontay Johnson together. They can sign this man. It's gonna be hell. Like our division gonna be hell, bro. It's gonna be a motherfucker.
It already has been hell, and it ain't going anywhere. Like, listen, there may be a slight drop off for Pittsburgh because of the experience, but you know what though? Compared to how Ben Roethlisberger, yeah, like Ben, yeah. Well, let me still tell you this though. I still have to finish that point. The point I was gonna say. Let me finish the first point before I get to the second point. They may have a fall off just because they don't have an experienced quarterback back there anymore. Like Ben may have got you a couple of games based off experience. You know what I mean? But he was kind of ass those last 2 years. So what he couldn't do in ability, and he was able to eke by. Yeah, he was able to eke.
Still made the playoffs.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, so maybe we're talking about Pittsburgh Steelers being 9-8. We're talking about because I know he's not saying 9-8 because we haven't seen him under 500 on the Mike T yet. Right?
Which is crazy because if they 9-8, that means they probably splitting with everybody at least splitting with everybody in the AFC North, which had to be crazy. Same thing with the AFC West.
But also remember,
thinking like 3-4 teams is about man, you got to play 2 teams out of that, so y'all gonna have some losses. You're gonna have to lose 2 or 3 losses, and that ain't gonna be unless if you run that gauntlet. That means you winning the Super Bowl.
And I think
I think we play.
I think we play that whole division as well too. If we don't play that whole division, I'm talking about the Jets. I think I think the AFC East plays that division too as well. I think we're gonna run through that whole entire division. Not run through them and beat them, but I think we have to play each other. Is what I'm trying to say.
That's still.
And is it Pittsburgh? Yeah, I know Pittsburgh is on our list, and I know Baltimore is. I just can't remember if Cleveland and Cincinnati is, but I know Baltimore. And Pittsburgh is definitely on our list to play. I know we also supposed to play. Wait, I think we play? No, we don't play Cleveland. We play Houston as well too. No, it's gonna be crazy. And then as you talk about their defense being better, people keep forgetting. I don't know who they have on their defense to make it better, but I do know who they have running their defense, and it is Miami Dolphins ex-head coach Brian fucking Flores, the guy that had Bill Belichick's number, the guy that was a great that was great defensively before he became a head coach, and he became a head coach and helped turn that team around from the defensive end first. He's gonna be that guy. He's gonna be overqualified at his position. And I don't even think he's defensive coordinator. He's like a defensive consigliere, a high paid defensive consigliere. You know what I mean? It's something weird because he's like only like the linebackers coach, but he's gonna be like a assist. That guy's gonna have his input on the whole entire role because you know that
dude is a head coach.
Exactly. So he's kind of responsible for. Yeah, he's responsible for one position, but you know what happens. The coaches are going to get together, period, and they're going to talk game plan, period. Like, Mike Tomlin isn't going to treat him just like he's a position coach. No, when it comes times for offensive game plans or bigger picture stuff, he's probably going to bounce it off of Brian Flores because Brian Flores was just a head coach. And also the other thing, too, he wants Brian Flores to be a head coach again for the culture.
Man, listen. That right there pissed me off so bad. But the thing is about the Steelers, especially if you're a black person, you cannot hate them. Like, I'm supposed to hate the Steelers. And typically I have.
Oh, no, you can't. Yeah, it's so, yeah, coach, you can't.
You rooting for this motherfucker at the same time. Like, and they doing everything right. And I watched them do what the Browns should do. And I'm like, damn. Even the Ravens, I'm like, bro, how the fuck do you let this motherfucker go? Like, how the fuck do you not draft T.J. Watt? He's sitting right there. How did not you get Hayward? I mean, son, whatever.
How you pass on Deshaun Watson?
Oh my gosh, bro! I'm like, bro, like, and I'm thinking.
I mean, Deshaun Jackson,
and every
Lamar
time
Jackson.
Pass him up, the Steelers swoop him up, thick swoop, and I'm like, oh my god.
Steelers and Baltimore both.
What is Ohio? Especially them Big Ten players, they eat them up and they just throw them right in our face. Throw them right in our face. Antonio Holmes. You know what I'm saying? They got, just like, man, it's just ridiculous, bro. It happens to us all the time.
But you have two teams in your division you have to worry about. It's Steelers and Baltimore. But no, but Steelers more. Like you talk about
the Bengals though. What the fuck? You can't forget them.
No. I'm talking about for them doing the right stuff all the time. For like the last 20 years, organizational wise.
Right. They wanted, like, if you take the top 5 organizations, we got 2 in our division.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Because it's New England. New England be number 1, right? Steelers number 2, I would say.
Pittsburgh would probably be number 3.
Well, Pittsburgh, you can argue be number 1 to some degree, but New England has.
But New England, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh have to be the top 3 over the last 20 years.
Yeah, I mean now you got KC probably that's in there for the last maybe.
Yeah, but so they're just now coming up and he's now been good for a quarter of the time. We're talking about some of these other fans like they just. Like, I don't want to say they just make it.
Tampa probably will be up there. Tampa's up there.
Well, Tampa's gonna get up there because of thing, but yeah, but Kansas City was kind of up there a little before, even before Patrick Mahomes got there.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So the last 10 years. So
yeah,
so that's they're probably in there. They up there. They probably in the top 5.
And most people with short-term memory will mention them too. Like those two will get mentioned by short-term memory people. Tampa Bay and Kansas City.
Right. So I'm thinking Tampa because they won a couple Super Bowls in the last 10 years, I believe. So I could be wrong when they win that Super Bowl.
But no. But let's go back to what we said originally. Because we're veering into good into organizations that may be considered good franchises and actual good franchises have been doing the right thing for the last 20 years. They've been drafting right. They've had good cultures. They've done the right thing when it comes to minorities. Like, you know what I mean? They protect their players. Let's talk we're talking about like all in all. and Baltimore and Pittsburgh have really been like two. And you're right about the thing. Like Pittsburgh is always one of those teams that if they're playing and you don't got a dog in the fight, you kind of root for them. You know what I mean? Just because they're a good organization sometimes. Like you catch yourself wondering how well Pittsburgh is doing just because of, you know what? We know you guys from the root. Like, we know you guys from like one of the first franchises. We know you as Rooney Rule. Like, and also you most people consider Ben Roethlisberger a piece of shit and they protected the fuck out of him for 2 decades. Like, they've had their own fan base torn on Ben Roethlisberger for the last 2 decades. But everything else is ran so damn well. They did everything else so damn right.
Mm-hmm.
Black head coach, minority hirings, and then you can see the players that, and then also another crazy thing about it, for people that may not give Mike Tomlin a lot of outspoken managerial big ups and or big up his managerial skills a lot outspokenly, they tend to forget the kind of individuals that leave Pittsburgh, and then you see the kind of headaches they give everybody else, and then you wonder, where the fuck did they get this from? We didn't see this happening in Pittsburgh. All of a sudden, you let these motherfuckers off their leash, and these motherfuckers is running havoc in the league, and you're wondering like, oh my god, we didn't know this person because Mike Tomlin was managing the fuck out of his organization.
Yeah, and they were, and that happens. Maybe head cases like it's
shit. Le'Veon Bell and fucking Antonio Brown were both had cases coming out of there.
But this is what I said. Time always tells, and I would argue, bro. It kills me when people are slave to the moment, and I would argue, like, listen, bro, the Steelers, this is a class organization for how long? And now, first of all, these 2 different situations, completely different. Le'Veon wasn't really, he didn't act out really. He wasn't AB. Bro.
No, he like, I mean, no, like,
we were last 3 years, bro. Shit
like there's different ways.
Head coach spot.
Sorry, go ahead.
He was doing shit like he'd pull up to the practice, park in the head assistant spot or the head coach's spot or like the head.
Who, Kyrie?
Like you know what I'm saying, like a GM. No, AB. AB was doing crazy shit like coming to practice like not at all or taking off or coming to practice blasted or something. It was just doing crazy shit, AB. And we had been hearing rumblings out of there for a long time. And so when he did that Twitter shit or Instagram shit, that was kind of like, man. And then I forgot what else he did.
That was hilarious. That was literally hilarious.
But you got to think about
and
this.
Ironic.
Organization that gave up on an all-time, and I'm arguing with my Raiders friends because they in the chat with me.
Shit, you know what?
Bro, y'all stupid.
Never looked at it that way too. You're right. I see what you're about to get at. Continue.
This is a class organization that's going to jettison an all-time great receiver. Think about how bad this dude has to be as a person right now that the Pittsburgh Steelers will do that. Like that, they normally never have problems, and all of a sudden, y'all shitting on the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, talking about they can't get something wrong with them, and they've never had this ever done before. And you think this dude gonna come and be a model citizen in the Raiders? Y'all crazy. The dude didn't even get to the season. And now you got but y'all calling me crazy, y'all dogging me, laughing at me. When this shit happened, y'all come back. Well, you was right. You was right. Well, you was right. No, you don't get that. You don't get shit. You don't get nothing. Same thing with Le'Veon. Le'Veon, they knew something, and look where they at now. So they wasn't wrong. I said, bro, y'all just gotta wait. Y'all gotta wait and see. Because 2 years from now, y'all can talk shit now, but 2 years from now, I guarantee I'm gonna be laughing back at y'all. But y'all ain't gonna look at it that way. Y'all gonna act like y'all got amnesia. Oh, I never said that. I never did it. No, shut up. Yes, you did. Now I'm starting all my messages. I love WhatsApp because I started messages. and just play them shits right back for them. I go, yeah, I'm that petty. Go back 2 years and remember this shit. Remember this. Remember this. So, and it just be like, man, y'all gotta think from the other angle. Sometimes we always think from fan perspectives, but y'all never think from the other angle. Who wants to give up AB? Nobody want to give up AB. Like, I don't want to be the organization to say, all right, well, I gave away the best player in the game. It gotta be something wrong with that dude.
Facts. No, yeah, because at the time they were giving him up, he was like, there was constant talks about him being like top 3 receiver. Who would you take between like him, Julio Jones, and somebody else? And him, Julio, you know what I mean? And
Megatron, I think it was Megatron.
Yeah.
Was it Megatron? I don't know.
No, and you're right. Listen, to those people, you have to start telling like, you know what? I come on the podcast so we can put this shit on wax, so we can have historical recording of us having this conversation, so they can't back the fuck out. No, you make a hell of a point.
I don't even know how. It be baffling sometimes why people can't see shit to me. And if for the Steelers organization, how they've been run, y'all doubting them now. What makes y'all doubt them? They never really had no hiccups.
Exactly. You know, I never understood that either. Like what? Like there was. See, that's why you said, like you said, like time will tell, right?
People love Mike Tomlin.
Exactly.
People love Mike Tomlin. I mean, players will run through a wall for that dude, man. Like, and you know, players that don't even play for Mike Tomlin love Mike Tomlin.
Shit, not even that. Like, see, I'm glad you said it because, and the reason why I remember we were talking about earlier in this conversation, like I threw in Baltimore and Pittsburgh, because it's not just the players that play for them. Listen to how, like, the reporters and the analysts that cover those teams, right? Ever listen to how they talk about those organizations? They talk about them with nothing but revere and respect. Like they talk about them like, I don't know how everybody isn't like this kind of shit. So that's how I know like those organizations gotta be great, because this isn't just coming from the players. These are coming from the motherfuckers that normally don't get treated well by everybody. Like you'll get, you know what I mean? Like, and I've never heard one person from the media side ever talk bad about those two organizations from a covering them standpoint, where they had to be around them on a daily basis or a weekly basis, ever had anything negative to say anything about the owners, the organization, you know what I mean, their management group or anything. Especially the Baltimore fucking Ravens. Like, you'd be surprised. Like, holy shit. That's why I also tell people sometimes you have to just kind of wait and follow Appleseed. It's like the thing that came out about Woody Johnson after he was called, after the rumors about him being sexist and racist came out. I was okay, well, let's wait and see. And because eventually an allegation like that isn't gonna pass without a couple of players or somebody else eventually coming out and be like, well, yeah, you know, no. Nope, everybody's come to his defense. Everybody came to his defense. Every man and woman.
Yeah, man. And when people come in your defense, that's a telltale sign that you're a solid person. That's why I knew Baker was gone.
Way to bring it back.
Listen to this. This to me has been claimed to sexually misconduct 66 women. And people still like, man, I want to play for that man. I want to play for Deshaun Watson. OBJ, like, I might come back just to play with Deshaun. Jadavian, like, the only reason I came back, or even like I think Sue said, people like, yeah, I played for the Browns. And when on the other hand, man, when Baker was going through this shit, ain't nobody came out and said, that's my quarterback, bam. Or keep, you know what I'm saying? Nobody stuck their neck out for that guy, bro. Like, it's just like, man, it's something going on, man. I just let him go. They sticking their neck out for a potential rapist over a dude that this is crazy. You know he gotta have a problem. Like, that's crazy, man.
That is crazy. No. That's crazy. Yeah, because nobody has. Yeah, that's crazy. Because nobody still has to come out and make Baker Mayfield's defense, and yet 66 allegations later, people like, yeah, I want to play with that guy. Like, Baker ain't do nothing but hurt his shoulder. Like, motherfuckers like, I couldn't wait for this nigga to get injured. They're like, yo, isn't Jacoby ready? Like, oh man, it is particularly crazy. What did I have? I had a piece of actually, I'm about to say I had a piece of NFL news, but I think this was it. Baker Mayfield heading over to Carolina and getting a 5th round pick for him that may potentially turn into a 4th, depending on playing time. So all I'm really getting from Carolina is that they have no clue who the fuck their quarterback is gonna be, and they don't trust Sam Darnold. They just got a rookie, and they still need more of a competition. Like, that's what I'm hearing. Tom Fury out of the Jake Paul fight. Okay, so it is Jake Paul that's the boxer. Okay. I got a piece of news recently, and so you know what though? Let's go ahead and break that right now. So it looks like the Jake Fury and not Logan Paul. God damn it. Jake Paul fight is going to be canceled or postponed as it looks like Fury is pulling out of that fight, folks. But funny thing talking about the Paul brothers, right? Very recently, we just got another recent breaking news about one of the Paul brothers, and that is one Logan Paul. Logan Paul has signed a contract, has signed official contract now with WWE, and his next match is going to be most likely at SummerSlam, and it is said to be against The Miz. And as Logan Paul is doing this, I think this is going to be his second pay-per-view. And after he did his first pay-per-view, right? I think it was WrestleMania, right? You knew he was coming back. After I saw his match, I was like, oh shit, like, he's good. Like, he had good timing. He had good athleticism. He had good ring control. He had great crowd command. I was like, if he don't do anything else, because you know what, one of them was boxing, right? I wasn't sure if this was the boxer trying to move into wrestling or whatever. But I guess one is going to be in boxing, fighting MMA guys, and now the other one's going to be in wrestling. When I saw him, I was like, if they gave him a contract or if he decided to become a wrestler, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, this may be his niche. And they teamed him up with a guy named Miz. And for you wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans alike, right? The Miz is a guy named, I forget his, Mike Mizanin, right? You may know him now from the Miz and Mrs. show that's on USA or TNT, whatever the fuck it is. But he, back in the day, he was one of the first social media celebrities, I guess you can say, right? Or social media celebrities isn't the right word. What are they called? Reality show celebrities, right? And when he got on that reality show, I don't know if it was Real World or Road Rules or one of the shits, right? He already had been on something else. That was reality TV based. Before then, he was on Real World, right? Even before Real World, he had been on one other thing that was reality TV based, and I think he got busted during that show. On somebody had found out and outed him or whatever. But from the very beginning, Miz had came on to Real World saying that, hey, he's gonna be a wrestler. He's gonna be one of the biggest goddamn wrestlers ever. And people laughed at him on the show. People laughed at him even when he first tried to come into WWE, and he's busted his ass. And he's been there for what feels like now 20 years. Right? He's gonna go into the Hall of Fame as one of WWE's greats. And the fact that Logan Paul is kind of like his protege, his pseudo protege, because you know they're always gonna get a vet. And based off of how Miz came up, and the fact that that Logan's first match was a tag team with the Miz, right? You're talking about reality TV, reality star with social media star, right? And Miz still has taken his, and Miz never left the reality TV world. Once WWE went into reality TV, one of the first people there was Miz. And then Miz has his shit and he brought his wife in there. Like, he has always been brilliantly, always progressive in that space. And now you get Logan Paul, and we all know the Paul brothers, like, they have been constantly, right? They've been constantly complimented for what they've done in this space, like in their social media space. And now the fact that, and listen, and WWE has no gripes about this. WWE will go take will go out there at the NFL Combine, and they'll go after real NFL players. And when it comes to the Olympics, they'll go after track stars, they'll go after wrestlers. You understand? They'll go after beauty pageant winners, right? If they have enough clout. And as you can see here, athletic social media stars. Like, yo, because already, you know what Logan Paul is gonna do? Logan Paul is about to come in here with his millions of followers. And that's just gonna add into the WWE revenue and stream. Which means stock price is about to go up. When shit recovers. Whatever happens with Vince McMahon finishes happening. As Vince McMahon has had his Deshaun Watson moment. But the thing about it is that Vince McMahon has been doing what he's been doing for what has been now about 50 years. And he just accumulated 66 bodies. Deshaun Watson accumulated 66 bodies in a year and a half. I'm just saying, this nigga's an overachiever. I wasn't trying to make Joe sit there in a good way, but you guys understand. So, yeah, so big up to Logan Paul signing that nice little contract with WWE, and he's gonna have his next match coming up pretty soon. Speaking of, if you guys have not watched Money in the Bank, shut your ears. We're about to have a spoiler alert. As it looked like Mandy Rose is not only your newest Money in the Bank winner to go along with Austin Fury, but also Mandy Rose. It's not Mandy Rose. Liv Morgan. Sorry, Mandy Rose is in NXT as the current NXT champion. That's if she hasn't lost it since I haven't watched in like probably the last 2 or 3 weeks. Liv Morgan is your Money in the Bank winner. Liv Morgan is now your Raw's Women's Champion. Raw's Women's Champion? Yeah. Because I think Bianca has the SmackDown Women's Championship. No, that was the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bianca has the Raw. Alright, so let's continue to move on, right? Because I just wanted to go ahead and make sure we got that out the way. Because I thought that was interesting. I thought that was really interesting that the WWE industry, that the wrestling industry as a whole, is going to get one of the social media megastar brothers, one megastar Paul brothers. And he's gonna do all right. He's gonna do all right. If he come in there and he works and doesn't have an ego, he gonna do all right. But his character, obviously, listen, his character is gonna be ego based. His character is going to be super ego driven. Like they're gonna make him have a character that you're gonna love to hate so deeply that you're gonna forget he's playing a role. Just because you used to see him on social media, you're gonna forget that he's playing a role in wrestling. You're gonna deeply hate him. It's gonna be lovely. I can't wait for you guys to see it. I really can. Now earlier before we went into talking about football, right? We were breaking into the NBA and their current moves, and what looks like to be the beginning of the official free agency season. And you know what could be the beginning of the official Blue Chew season? But that's right now, folks. What's Blue Chew, you said? Blue Chew season. What's that? What's Blue Chew season? Oh, man, you're in for a good one. Blue Chew just happens to be that just a little blue pill that can give you back your thrill. Just look here. All you got to do is open up one of these packs and head straight to a sack. Just a few chews before you do. right? This has the same ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but this is in chewable form. So this is one opportunity that you just can't miss. For a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss, and she will love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. And if you use this week's promo code of BHXJ, that's Bronx Hotel X-Ray Juliet, you'll be able to get your first order of Blue Chew for free, folks. For free. The only thing I do is pay for shipping and handling. It's like $5 for free. On me, basically. That's my dime. My promo code. BHXJ. You go to bluechew.com, right? When they ask you for the promo code, you pop in that promo code. You answer a few questions. Bada bing, bada boom, you're the hardest guy in the room. How you doing? You walk into every single room with your tool out. You know what I mean? You be over there banging that shit up. As you know, the 76ers game has just finished, and the NFL draft round 1 is set to happen this Thursday. Folks, I don't know if we're gonna give you any coverage from the NFL draft. I ain't gonna lie, NHL draft. I don't like. We have 3 more shows left on the podcast for this year. So we have today's show, we have Friday's show, we have Monday's show, and I think I'm gonna end it next Wednesday at Sharky's. I don't want to do a Friday show because that's the birthday weekend, and we're getting a little too close to party time. So yes, folks, again, if you are in the area, Tap 42, July 17th, 11 a.m., 3 p.m., birthday extravaganza. Folks, it's the biggest birthday on a Sunday in the area. If there's nowhere else to be, that is the place to be. Right? We have our local favorite DJ Scepter. We have our other homeboy DJ Zal coming through. Thank you again, and 3 other DJs lined up. As you know, DJ Scepter is his birthday as well. So come on and celebrate the day of days, the weekend of weekends. It's the birthday party that officially kicks off your summer. Tap 42. Listen, be there, be nowhere. Don't worry, I think from here on out I may start having like something at Sharky's. Since I'm already there. I may start having like a party at Sharky's or some shit. That'll be good for all kind of cross brand and shit. Like, see, I think I may start doing that after this year. That at the end of the season, we have like a summer bash, like for the MyT Sports Podcast, right? Not just for the birthday, but also for like the MyT Sports Podcast listeners and everything like that. And we all go to Sharky's and we just have, you know what I mean? Us, we get a chance to meet. We do a little meet and greet shit like that. And we have a big ass birthday party, and we have a big ass party at Sharky's. I think we're gonna start having an end of season MyT summer bash at Sharky's from here on out. We're gonna start working on that. Look forward to that starting 2023. Oh shit. I forgot I put liquor in my cup. Woo! That was a nice surprise. Oh shit. You know what they say. Alright. So let's continue to get into the inner workings. Actually, before we even do that, you know what? We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back from our break, we're gonna get into the NFL free agency and what that has meant, folks. We're going to talk about the Rat Attack, Oladipo being back, and maybe the Lakers O'Neal that is not Shaq. All that and more on the MyT Sports Podcast.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, any team in history.
Fourth or fifth round pick.
They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, and combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them when the lights don't flash, and the only
And we are back with the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and talented Taylor. You know what I mean? Coming from the podcast Hidden in the Clouds. It's another beautiful day in the potted-hood. Another beautiful day in the potted-hood. Oh, won't you be mine? Oh, won't you be my Potter? So, last week the NBA comes out on fire. We decided to take a little bit of a break, right? We popped some shit off for the 4th. Next thing you know, it sounds like the NBA decided to take a ceasefire. Now again, we don't know if they were just being nice and they didn't want... Remember that one year where one player got traded like 4 times over the 4th of July weekend? Right? Like maybe they don't want that to happen anymore. Right? Maybe there's a universal ceasefire during the holiday weekend, just so. Ooh, who the fuck is this? What the hell am I watching? Am I watching ESPN? I don't know if I watch ESPN2 or NFL Today. I think this is from. But hey, yo, who is this little blonde bombshell over there? I need the camera to zoom down a little bit. Let me stop talking like I'm at the bar with the fellas. Y'all don't need to know what goes on in the head when the head stops thinking and the head starts thinking. Just saying. I'm looking to have a good birthday too. I'm looking to have a really good birthday. I hope my special guest comes. That's what I really hope for. I hope my special guest comes. I'm gonna let you guys know right now. If my special guest comes by the end of the year, I'm gonna be a stepdad. I'm just I'm sorry. I'm joking, but I'm also talking my future into existence. It's one of them things. So I have a bigger theory on why the NFL. I actually have a more realistic theory on why the NBA hasn't had anything done anymore since 4th of July, right? And remember there was a lot of rumors we heard on 4th of July, right? Kyrie Irving was opting in, Russell Westbrook was opting in, Beal was opting out, DeJounte Murray had moved to Atlanta, Gary Payton signed a 3-year deal to go to Portland. They signed Jeremy Grant. Guys, somebody, anybody, please let me understand the hype about Jeremy Grant. Every time I hear somebody mentions his name, I hear them mention it with like a little twinkle in their voice and ooh, that's a nice piece. And I'm sorry, I don't see it. I'm Ray Charles when it comes to fuck, I forget his name already. Jeremy Grant. Please, somebody, let me know what all the big fuss is about Jeremy Grant, because I've never seen it. Ever. Like, if you're telling me that he's a reliable big man to be a number 2 or 3 consistent scorer on a championship level team, let's say championship contending team, meaning that we think that you can get to the quarterfinals of your conference, or what? Final 4 teams? What? I don't know. Yeah, I don't see him as that. I don't. Maybe the 4th guy, maybe the 5th guy. Like, to me, he's Bobby from Milwaukee. He's Bobby fucking Portis. I don't understand the ooh, I just wet myself a little, or ooh, my dick just stiffened up over fucking Jeremy fucking Grant. But never mind. This isn't about him. Gary Payton, he goes to Portland on a 3-year, $28 million deal. Drummond, he goes to the Bulls. Zion Williamson, he's about to sign that rookie max deal, that 5-year, $231 million or something like that. But it also can go up to like $260 or $70 million if he's able to make an all-star team during this contract, during this extension. Basically, what happened to who did that happen to this past year? Was it Tyler Hero? Or Trae Young? Who was it this past year? That they signed their deal, but then by making the All-Star, they signed their deal last year. The extension last year. But by making the All-Star team this year, it activated this rider. And it gave them that additional 30-something million dollars on there. I forget who that was. I'm trying to think, was it Tyler? Was it John Morant? I can't quite remember. But that's that's basically the stipulation that Zion Williamson is going to be falling under. Right? And then all of these other rumors that we're now kind of waiting to see what happens, because that's what we heard, right? A bunch of rumors. John Wall potentially going to the Clippers. Karl Anthony Towns signing a 4-year extension. Devin Booker signing his 4-year extension. Bradley Beal opting back in to sign a 5-year, $251 million deal. But yet, he just wanted to win. No, you wanted to get paid. So now we know what's about to happen in Washington. Bradley Beal is going to force his way out. Within the next 260 days. Start counting it. Bradley Beal will force his way out of Washington in less than a year. A full calendar year. Not a basketball year, a calendar year. By this time next July, we'll be hearing about Bradley Beal wanting to leave. Because Bradley Beal if it is true that he does all he wants to do is win, well, he wanted to make sure he secured his bag first. And he's going to do what everybody else has done when they're unhappy with the organization that has drafted them. You secure your bag, right? First with the rookie deal like Zion Williamson just did, right? That's your first $231 million. Almost $250 million. I keep telling you guys, pretty soon, right? If we hear about a player getting 4 contracts in the NBA, you've made them a billionaire with playing money. Not endorsements, not marketing, everything else, just by contract. Because Zion Williamson already. Here goes his first $250,000 damn near. And then when he signs what Bradley Beal just signed, it's gonna, and if he's able to keep himself healthy, it's gonna be worth way more than 5 years and $251 million. Think about the inflation by then. We're talking about Zion Williamson not even signing his next contract till about another 4 or 5 years from now. Imagine what the contract is gonna be by then. He's probably gonna get a 5-year, $300 million deal if he is that dude. At least on Bradley Beal's level. And there's still one more coming after this. That's $150 million right there. You take care of your body and you finesse one more like Steph and LeBron, you're a billionaire on court money. Deshaun Watson hearing concluded Thursday. No timeline set for NFL disciplinary decision. Sorry, I'm watching. I got NFL. I don't have any more games on in the background right now. I'm watching NFL live as it goes on. This probably may be a read. I'm pretty sure, and I'm just kind of reading anything that comes across the articular. So yeah, we heard tons of rumors, right? Jokic, he signs his extension 5-year, $264 million, which makes his overall total right now with the year left on it a 6-year, $303 million contract. Ja Morant signs his extension, his 5-year, $231 million extension as well. Let's let you guys know that for you Knicks fans, this isn't the same money that RJ Barrett is going to get. He may, I'm trying to think. They may take a couple mil off of that. So I'm trying to think. Cause I'm trying to think if he'll get the same money as Zion, even though because Zion hasn't really played, and then also we know that he'll get that bump in salary if he makes that All-Star team. So in all honesty, we may see. We may see the New York Knicks offer RJ Barrett like a $210 million deal. $200 million deal. He may not get that 231 that Ja Morant and Zion Williamson is getting because, and to think about it, let's remember he's supposed to be getting paid too. He's up to get paid as well, Knicks fans. Mitchell Robinson, he signed his 4-year extension, breaking the curse of Knicks players that Knicks have drafted that has not seen it to an extension on the Knicks. That was a thing, folks. So all of these rumors that we were hearing, all of a sudden the brakes have pumped on all of them. And the brakes have pumped them on them because of one man and one man only. And that's about Kevin Durant. See, after Kyrie Irving decided that he wanted to opt out, right? Or he wanted to opt in. As soon as he said, I'm in, Kevin Durant said, well, I'm out. Now, we don't know if this is part of what may be part of Kyrie Irving's diabolical plan since Brooklyn wouldn't find a suitable trade for him. Or he felt like, or felt maybe he felt slighted. So now he wants to sabotage the team as if they haven't sabotaged the team already. And he said like, hey, KD, let's go. Let's bounce, both of us. Come on, man. Let's get out of here. Fuck this place, man. Come on, let's go. Me and you. Ride or die. Ren and Stimpy. Timon and Pumbaa. Roscoe and Flats. Come on, man. And maybe Kevin Durant caved in, or maybe the moment that Kyrie Irving said that he's in, Kevin Durant's like, I don't want to deal with this shit for another year. Fuck this. That's my boy, right? I can fucks with you, but I can't works with you. Like we can hang out all day, we can do whatever, right? Like we can party all night, we can eat dinner, we can do business together. But I can't. Nope, sorry, we can't do business. But I can't work with you. I love you, but I can't work with you. When me and you vibe everywhere, but when we mix business, that shit turns out sour. And it's usually coming from your end, from not being reliable enough regarding the responsibilities that you are signed up to take to take on. Who knows? But we know that they said to Brooklyn, like Brooklyn is looking at them like, I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. Kyrie Irving, listen, I'm not appeasing to you. We're going for the best deal. Best deal. Best deal. Imagine that, the best deal. Sacramento? Detroit? Oklahoma City? Houston? You understand? He could have sent him somewhere for his soul to die. And we all know Houston got no problem sitting on the play and paying him for a whole year. Washington? Imagine that. Imagine Kevin Durant stays there, but they found a way to trade Kyrie Irving for Bradley Beal. I don't know what else they're going to get. Well, but they trade those two guys. Kyrie Irving is forced to say to be a man of his laurels. Like, hey, they trade me, I'll retire. Let's see if he really retires. Or just like, or just like when he was going to go find a suitor. Maybe it's all a bluff. We're gonna see if Kyrie Irving is really a man of his word. If he's really able to stand behind what he says. to see if he's willing to fall off the edge of this earth to, you know what I mean, to hold his word. But everything in the NFL has stopped ever since, and the NBA has stopped ever since Kevin Durant has announced that he wants to leave. And rightfully so. Because whatever arrangements you thought that we had so far, whatever deals that you think that you may be doing right now, you would be irresponsible to not pivot real quick. Pick up the BK hotline. Dial that number, 1-800-HUSTLER. 1-900-HUSTLER, sorry. And see if you have what it takes to satisfy Brooklyn to get Kevin Durant. And if you land Kevin Durant, because I know whoever it is, like, you don't tell them. You just kind of delay negotiations for a couple of days. Tell them that you're unavailable. Tell them that you have to look over some fine print. And during that time frame, you're over here rounding up a deal to see if Kevin Durant's available. And if he is, then you tell him like, sorry, John Wall, Kevin Durant became available. Sorry, Rudy Gobert, Kevin Durant became available. Sorry, whoever it is. Sorry, B. Right? Kevin Durant became available. You get it, don't you? Like basically what they told Baker Mayfield when it came to Deshaun Watson, like, we know he sexually may have molested 66 women, but Deshaun Watson became available. You get it, don't you, Baker? Like, that's what the NBA is playing right now with everybody that has a pending deal out there. For everybody that we heard a rumor about, that now suddenly it's just been complete silence on their deal. It's just because of July 4th. It's because Kevin Durant decided to make himself available. It's like you just started talking to this girl, but yo, that chick you've been chasing this whole, like the chick that you kind of wanted, like your dream girl, suddenly this became available. Like, damn. You know what? I know we just started talking, but without you knowing, I may shoot my shot over here one time because you won't get it right. That's the dream girl. You understand, won't you? They never understand. Like Baker Mayfield was butthurt. That girl's gonna be butthurt. Whoever you decided not to sign is gonna be butthurt. And if it leaks that you went after Kevin Durant, and that's the reason why you left them on their string, they may decide to pivot on you and go to another team. So you are playing with high risk. This is billionaires playing high risk, like high risk poker or whatever, with actual human beings. Speaking of, right, pivoting immediately. In this Rudy Gobert trade to Minnesota, where Minnesota gets back everybody in, they got back Raphael, they got back Donatello, they got back Leonardo, they got back Michelangelo, and they even got back that rat Patrick Beverly. After Patrick Beverly was out there with the ugly cry face, standing on top of the goddamn announcer's table, talking about or looking like anything's possible. That's what he looked like. Right? He poured his heart and soul out to them emotionally. To about the next 5 years is ours. And then he went on First Take and ran his yap. And now he's part of this trade. So now the team that he just helped bring to the playoffs and just made the bold statement that the next 5 years is ours, traded him to a team that was always making the playoffs in the Utah Jazz. And what does the Rat do immediately? Oh, he starts badmouthing Minnesota and goes on to say that time to take another team to the playoffs. I'm sorry, partner, this team was already in the playoffs. This team had the best record in the goddamn West at one point in time. Like, stop it right now. Like, you ain't taking nobody anywhere. If anything, you're helping them maintain what they're already doing. Well, don't know how the Utah Jazz quite felt about that, but they decided to let Patrick Beverley go shortly after he said time to take another team to the playoffs. So, looks like it's actually the Rat's time to take his ass back to free agency and see if he can find himself a sewer to go crawl in. Meaning that if he can find himself a home, like a basketball home. I thought about something, and I'm not going to lie. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But it popped in my head. And I thought, you know what? This team can really use a point guard. This team can really use a veteran point guard. This team can use a veteran defensive point guard because a defensive guard not only fits their need, but also he can also fit their culture already. And I was like, Now, Knicks fans, I want you to slow down here, right? Before you go jumping out of your chair and start jumping down my throat. But I started wondering, what if Patrick Beverley goes back to the team that drafted him? What if he goes to the Miami Heat? I think the Miami Heat really fit his... Like, they fit each other. I think they may want to move on from Kyle Lowry, if they can. Patrick Beverley may be a more reliable version of Kyle Lowry. Same defense, right? Same kind of take charges kind of guy, right? He's going to be a vocal lead. He'll be there, a vocal leader kind of, along with Udonis Haslem and Jimmy Butler. He'll be able to bring you energy, you know what I mean? From a defensive standpoint that leads into your offense. He doesn't have to be a starter. You could bring him off the bench. He's been there already. So he already kind of has an expectation. He already knows kind of what to expect from being with you guys earlier. If things haven't evolved too much from the previous time, but he still has that foundation to know, well, okay, there's gonna be a lot of hard work and dedication here. Obviously, the pliers and putas don't hurt. What they do, baby. So, Patrick Beverley going to Miami, really, because I think, like, where else can he go? I think he was already in Milwaukee. Because you have to figure, like, a guy like Patrick Beverley, right? If he has his choice to go somewhere, his choice, is Patrick Beverley the kind of guy that you figure is going back to a building team? A team that he has to take to the playoffs, as he says? Or does Patrick Beverley now, from how you've heard him speak for the last couple weeks ago on First Take, and now when he's now at this stage of career, I think he's like 10 years into the game now. You think that when he becomes available, that he's the type of guy now he's ring chasing, or he's championship, a playoff team, championship caliber contending team chasing. Don't know if he's chip chasing, but he's definitely contender chasing at this point in time. And what better place to chase a contender than Miami? Great culture, wonderful weather, beautiful women, no taxes. And he's already been to so many other places, right? He's been to so many contenders and non-contenders alike. I would honestly think that Patrick Beverley would make a nice play. You guys let me know. Right? I know Patrick Beverley really isn't the needle mover of individuals, but you let me know about an interesting landing place for for the rat Patrick Beverley. I know one place he's definitely not going. He ain't going to Phoenix. Yo, if Patrick Beverley goes to Phoenix, I'm gonna let you know right now. I will look at him and Chris Paul at the end of an incident-free season with a different level of respect. Because I kind of poke fun at both of them for different reasons. If they are in the same team for a whole year without any incidences, and they're able to be professional, to win a chip, right? If they fall a little short, I may poke a little fun at them. But ultimately, and they win a chip too, I'm going to look at them completely different. The chip would be the extra, like the cherry on the top. Like, they don't really need the chip for me. They just have to not have an incident. They don't get Geno Smith. Chris Paul. I guess you'll be the Geno Smith in this scenario, right? Like, don't get Geno Smith. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. No one might not cry. Well, I know it. Okay, folks. I think we've just about gotten up to it. Who else do we have out there? I know we've talked. Let's see here. Let's see here. We've talked 2K. We've gone into Logan Paul. We talked about the rap Patrick Beverley. Victor. Since we talked about the Miami Heat, Victor Oladipo. He signed a 1-year contract to return with the. I think it's like 1 year, $11 million. We talked about Baker Mayfield being moved and all of the potential moves that can happen depending on what happens to Kevin Durant. I think we got them all. Except for the Lakers, O'Neal, that's not Shaq. But we'll talk about that when we come back on the MyT Sports Podcast on Friday. And speaking of coming back, did I tell you guys already that after this show, once we get off the air, there are 3 shows left in the season, folks. Yep, Friday, Monday, Wednesday. And folks, next Wednesday, live at Sharky's, is the last show of the season. So come out, because you know what? It's going to be a celebration. It ain't that end of the year bash what I was talking about, but we can try to make it that on a random Wednesday. It'll be the birthday week. I won't give 2 fucks. I won't give 3 fucks. I won't give 4 fucks. Listen, I will no longer at that point in time be,
I'm a man. I'm 40.
So apparently I won't give 40 fucks. I'll be 41. Let's go. Hell yeah, come out the Sharkies next Wednesday. It's the last show of the podcast. We have 3 shows left. This is gonna be the last one that we're doing at Sharkies until for the end of the season, until you guys see us in September. Oh, it's gonna be a celebration. And don't you guys also forget, 41st birthday, folks. We're gonna have a birthday brunch at Tap 42, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The MyT Sports listeners, you guys are all welcome as well. Anywhere I go to Porter, you MyT Sports listeners are welcome as well. At this point in time, we're all families. Come out and enjoy. Have a good time. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. Enjoy. And with that said, it's time for that outro.
Sorry, B. I tried. Honest. All the bandwidth in the world couldn't keep me contained. No lag. No lag. Gonna share my talents with Podbean Live. Always knew I'd take the pod there. Just a lot later than a lot of listeners
right
thought.
here. Yeah.
Last of the real
Yeah,
gap.
fam.
Well, maybe not the last. Munchkin got good mic skills. New, improved MyT Podcaster. Potted down now. Last call for drinks. Bars closing. Sun's out. Heard the casino got a buffet breakfast. Don't wanna go far. Wild night. Tired, be tired. MyT
Sports. Also, gotta remind you guys to continue to catch a wave that never subside. Shout out to the boy Toby and Wigway. But also, continue to transform yourself into the kind of individual that you would want to work for you. That's from your boy MyT. We out of here. Trying to think if I should give y'all some bonus material. Nah, I'm gonna take my ass to bed. Trying to slide out a game of 2K real quick. Gotta send out a couple invitations. Gotta see who I can get up for the show on Wednesday. I gotta get Caitlin on the show eventually. So I gotta see if I want to schedule her for this Friday or this Monday or next Wednesday, even that. I gotta make a post for that shit. 3 days left in the podcast. Let all you guys know to DM me to join the live recording. I think we're officially out of here. Thank you guys again for listening. I do appreciate you guys. Everybody that joined, Chill Will, Ronnie. See Maddie just pop in and out. We had Garland and them pop in here. Marlon and them. Garland and Marlon. The whole MyT fam. Shout out to the Summer League. The NFL Live. To Baker Mayfield being traded. Deshaun Watson being a scumbag. All of it. We appreciate you all. This is all bonus. All my shit is already uploaded. Alright, folks, we're out here. Let's see if we get this done by noon. Alright, Will. Wait, we still recording somewhere, ain't we? YouTube, what we trying to sneak up in here? Trying to stay here longer than you supposed to be and shit. Trying to get a nigga caught up. Fuck you. This ain't no poppy show.